Hi, this is the secret to safe prosperity. The purpose of this communication is to introduce you to an opportunity to experience a breakthrough in prosperity as well as in clarity. I promise that by the end of reading this or listening, you'll be grateful for having read it, even changed forever in your outlook on some very obvious patterns in our midst, as well as some surprises of the last few years, and the risk and opportunity that is uniquely present in a very short period of time in the near future. This is the middle of August 2010 that I make this video. So I'm grateful for the clarity that brings me to share this introduction with you, and I'm also grateful for your interest in this opportunity, which is temporarily available to benefit us enormously if we are willing and clear. Simply, there's an immense transfer of wealth emerging worldwide. Of course, there is always a shift in wealth toward particular recipients and away from particular sources. In particular, what we are in the midst of in recent years is a shift in an unusually large amount of affluence flowing away from an enormous number of people toward a relatively small number of beneficiaries. This is a transfer of distinctive opportunity as well as distinctive urgency. The practical difference is vast between adjusting promptly to the emerging shift or neglecting to adjust, such as for people who are satisfied relying on governments and the Federal Reserve and insurance companies and advisors whose advice has been relatively expensive in recent years. If there's a continuing reliance on what I would suggest maybe relatively untrustworthy supports, given that sometimes government programs fail, for instance. So with all this reliance on certain kinds of supports, many people will continue being complacent rather than take personal responsibility and be curious and face the reality of the situation in our midst, because it is going to be unusual. Even though you know most of this stuff, you know a lot of this stuff, it's probably going to seem a little bit shocking as I put it all together for you, as I connect the dots, so to speak. So the practical difference is vast between adjusting promptly to the emerging shift or neglecting to adjust. Enormous and easy gains are temporarily available, and once the fastest portion of the shift is complete, those who have neglected to adapt will in many cases be financially ruined. Next, I'm going to give a few simple examples, starting with one of the most obvious economic developments of recent human history, the rise of the affluence of North America. Over the last few centuries, North America has gone from being an emerging market to a developing market to a well-developed market, and then to the singular dominant global economic superpower in recent years. And then I'll also give a few examples of individual people, individual cases, to make this whole presentation more relevant personally to you. I'll pause here. You can look at the chart for a moment, and then there will be another video below.